Hey there, and welcome to day 3 where we are going to be creating your organic content. So, the great thing about the strategy that we cover in this training is that for the most part, after the initial 5 days that you're going to spend setting up your automated marketing funnel, other than that, once your funnel is set up, it's just going to be running in the background, getting new potential customers onto your email list day after day. And then your email nurturing sequence is doing the heavy lifting by actually getting people to know, like, and trust you so that they are going to your website excited to purchase from you. They're giving you a phone call to schedule an appointment with you, that sort of thing. So, our marketing funnel gets people over to your email list, and then the email nurturing sequence does what it needs to do to create sales for your small business. So the only aspect about this whole process that is not automated is obviously creating that organic content on Facebook and Instagram. So I know as a small business owner, your marketing guru hat probably sits on the shelf as much as any of the other hats that you wear because you're busy serving your customers, leading your employees, and working in your business. So working on your business is sometimes one of the things that gets put on the back burner. So my goal is to do everything that I can to help you make your daily marketing as seamless and as time effective as possible. So what I like to do in our businesses is I spend 1 hour a week creating content for the entire week. So I know a lot of small business owners will create their content daily. And what I find when I try to do that is that I spend way more. If I add up all of the minutes I've spent on my marketing for the week, I spend way more time if I'm creating posts every single day versus if I just do it on Sundays. So some of the tips that we did talk about in the webinar is that you want to be posting at least 3 videos each week onto the platforms. That's going to enormously help your organic reach. You are going to want to create content using the same language and terminology, keywords, and key phrases that we went over in day 1 so that your ideal customers spend more time looking at your content. The more time they spend reading your posts, reading your content, that's a great signal to Facebook that your posts are relevant. So Facebook's going to reward that by giving you an improved organic reach. So just something to keep in mind when you're creating that organic content. Now, another thing that I do in addition to just batching my content, and I do it on Sundays, I spend 1 hour for each of our businesses every Sunday creating content, and then I schedule it natively through Facebook to post to both Facebook and Instagram. So that saves me a ton of time. And I'm in the frame of mind of just creating content for that 1 hour. And then I don't have to think about it for the rest of the week. I can be working with my customers. I can be, doing all of the other things I need to do to keep our businesses running. I don't have to worry about creating content. Now, that's not to say if something new comes in or if we have a new idea or if a customer gives us a great testimonial that I don't go in occasionally and create an additional post. You only want to be posting once a day, sometimes twice. If you post 3 times or more in a day, we do tend to see your reach start to decline. So Facebook just isn't able to prioritize and kind of assimilate all of the information if you're posting multiple times a day. So that should be a sigh of relief that you don't have to be posting multiple times a day. Once or twice is really enough. So another thing that I do in addition to batching my content is that I focus on what we call content pillars. So some people call them buckets, some people call them categories. These are just designed to help organize your thoughts and keep you on track as you create your content. So these are things that are going to be important to your customers, not just important to your business, but they're things that are going to be helpful, informative, something that you can use to educate your ideal customers. Now, I talk to a lot of small business owners that say, like, I own a boutique, like I just want them to see my clothing. That's what I do. But remember to get back to your why. You are offering products that make your ideal customer feel beautiful, feel confident, feel like they're more than just a mom, that make them feel like they're beautiful at any size. So you've got to really get back to the emotional piece of what emotions you want to evoke in your ideal customer. Like, how do you want to make them feel? Do you want to make them feel confident, secure? Do you want to make them feel beautiful? What emotions do you want to evoke in your ideal customer when they purchase from you. So these content pillars are focused on, again, evoking those emotions from your ideal customers as well. Now, at the end of each month, what I do is I go back and I look at my analytics and I look at each post and see which one received the most engagement, the most comments, and that sort of thing. And so I can focus on producing even more of that type of content in the next month. Now, what's going to happen with your content pillars, and one reason that we create these pillars is because even though you have an ideal customer, right? There you have an age range, you have an income, you have an idea of their interests and things like that, what's important to them, every customer is not the same. So your content has to speak to each segment of your customer base. So one piece of content may resonate with one of your followers while another piece of content resonates with another. So you're not pigeonholing yourself into only being able to serve one segment of your ideal customer base. By really getting clear on your content pillars, you'll have 3 to 5 probably for your small business. You can serve every segment of your customer base and create content that's really going to resonate with them. What Facebook is going to pick up on, because its artificial intelligence is just extremely savvy with being able to predict which Facebook users are going to engage most with specific types of content. So when you're using these specific keywords that your ideal customer uses when they're searching for products or services similar to yours, Facebook is going to link that language, that keyword up with a segment of your followers and show those types of posts more frequently to that particular segment. So because that post is resonating with your ideal customers, what's going to happen is you're going to see your engagement increase because they're going to be interested in what you're posting. It's going to be really relevant to them in their life and in what they're interested in. And Facebook is going to reward you with more with more reach for those particular posts. So that's why we want to be really careful about knowing which keywords we should be using. So I wanted to give you some examples of some content pillars based on industry. So if you're a fashion brand, a retailer, e-commerce, some of your pillars, and again, these are just kind of like themes. So you would have a theme of seasonal fashion. And so a post would one post that you do for one day, maybe on Mondays, you focus on seasonal fashion, and your post for that day focuses on just a new look for winter fashion, summer fashion, fall fashion. Body positivity, style for a specific body type. You can do body type A, body type B. You know who your ideal customers are, so you can segment them out to create content that's specific to them. If you wanted to, you could create 7 pillars if you have enough content, if you have enough ideas of categories or buckets. You could create 7 buckets and every day focus on a different content pillar. So mindset would be another one that you could use for a fashion brand. Real estate, you could do something like you could create a bucket for home selling tips, home buying tips, financing options, how to finance your home with 0% down, how to choose the right real estate agent, how to improve your credit so that you can get the best interest rate on your home loan. So those would all be buckets or categories or pillars that you could focus on when creating your content. For health and wellness, that's kind of easy. So nutrition, workout tips, self-care, how to choose the right trainer, how to recover after a hard workout. So again, mindset would be another great one. So it's great if you can come up with 7 pillars so you have a different type of focus for every day of the week. If you can't, 3 to 5 is great as well. So for consultants, you could do self-care, mindset, business finance tips, marketing tips, how to lead a team. So again, just lots of different examples of the different content pillars that you can focus on when you're creating your organic content every week. So again, I would caution you against creating posts daily just because that does end up being a time suck. And I find anytime that I'm going over to the platforms, I tend to scroll instead of doing what I'm there to do, which is to create content, or going over, to Canva and looking through templates and things like that. So below this video, you are going to see 2 downloads. The first one is a content planner, which will help you identify your content pillars and kind of start to plan out your content. And then you will also see links to the 30 bonus templates, done for you templates for real estate, for health and wellness, for e-commerce, for all of the different industries that you can imagine. So you can go in and customize those over in Canva. It's super easy to do. You'll just click it, click use template, and then you can go in and change the words and change out the images to make them relevant for your brand and something that your ideal customer would be interested in. So the goal of your image is to stop the scroll. The goal of the copy that you're writing for your captions for Facebook and Instagram is to get that user to stop what they're doing. They've already looked at your picture. You've stopped the scroll. Now, what your words do is they captivate your audience. They get them to stay on your post for a few extra seconds to signal to Facebook, hey, this post is resonating, it's relevant, it's engaging, so that Facebook can reward you by improving your organic reach on that post. So that's how you're going to see improvement in your reach. Again, this is for both your videos and for just your image posts as well.